Hello friends, today in this video we'll look if you want to use LLM on RAM and CPU and you have a limited resource. So which LLM you can use? Which LLM is best for which computation? So basically we have distinguish where we can see which LLM consume how much RAM, which consume is best suitable with the CPU, and how much is result oriented, and when we have to use which LLM. So first, if we'll start with the Mistral, so if you can see, Mistral is basically developed by the Mistral AI team. And if you talk about CPU compatibility, is little bit low. Uh, Now, not that much friendly with the CPU, and speed on CPU it is little bit less, and quality of output, if we'll talk about the output, it is very high and the quality is best. And basically this Mistral, it is a high-end LLM. Basically, if you talk about among this LLM, this is the most highest one. So basically it is for, you can use for high quality RAG operation, document summarizations, and like if you have a you feed document and if you want some answers, so you can do RAG operation and it is well suited, and basically best for the instructions. And basically its ideal RAM usage is around 12 to 16 GB. So obviously its requirement, it is like you need high-end CPU and RAM. And even in that case, maybe it is little bit sluggish, but it will work and you will get the best output among this LLM. If we'll talk about the next LLM is Gamma 2B LLM. So basically it is developed by the Google DeepMind team, and CPU compatibility, it has no issue. It is very best. Its compatibility is excellent, and there is no like complaint about CPU regarding this LLM. Speed on CPU, it is medium fast, that I say. Like I'm not saying that you type your prompt and you'll get immediate response, but it is speed is, you can say, medium to fast, and it is very well compatible. Quality of output, I can say, depends on the context for which you are using. If you are using it for the prompt summarization, like summarization, if you feed a lot of things and you say summarize these things, and if you want to do some kind of chatting, so Gamma to be in that case, this is very best. But if you want to do very high-end operations, agents, rack operations that needs a lot of memory and a lot of logical reasoning, in that case this model will be failing completely. So you cannot use this model. In that case you have to opt for the other model, like I already said, you can go for Mistral 7B, another model that I am saying. So in that case it will be failing. So basically Gamma 2B, you can use it for the chatting, basic chatting, summarization, and these things. Yeah, RAM is consumption. I found that I found that it requires 6 to 8 GB RAM, even 12 GB RAM. But I have used it in. I also created videos, and maybe around, if you have a 8 GB RAM, and if 8 GB RAM and already 40% memory get occupied by the OS, so you left with a 3 4 GB RAM. And even that, I have worked with even 2 3 GB RAM. This Gamma 2B LLM is working fine. So that is what I'm saying. But maybe that, if you say officially it requires that much of memory, but I have used this LLM with even 2 3 GB of RAM and it is working fine. If we talk about the next LLM, so that is a Phi 2 LLM. It is developed by Microsoft, and I can say you that this is the best LLM if you have a constraint on RAM and CPU. So it is, if you have a low memory environment and CPU, so this is the your go-to LLM. Phi 2. It is very excellent compatibility with the CPU, and the speed on CPU is very fast. Like if you give your prompt, it will give you the immediate response. It will not be lagging as compared to this Gamma 2B, but it is very fast. And the quality of output, I am just what I'm trying to say. It has limited aspect. Like it is very best for if you do it is best for the coding, mathing, and reasoning. So these kind of skills, if you are using it, then it is very good. Quality of output will be very high. But if you try to use it for other computations, ragging and other kind of thing, then in that case it will be failing. So quality of average quality of output is a 3 star. That is what I mean. Idle RAM uses, I can say it can work with even 2 GB RAM. That is what I'm saying. It is very lightweighted. It is your go-to LLM, so you can use it. If there is a student, if he's working with a coding, he wants to do some maths operation, like reasoning operation, so he can go with this LLM. The next model is Phi 3 Mini. So this you can say advanced version, or advanced version of Phi 2 model. And so CPU compatibility, so it is not that much compatible with CPU, but it is good. Speed on CPU, obviously you won't get response as fast as compared to this Phi 2, but you will get response. And then in case of quality of output, it is very well as compared to this Phi 2, and it is very best for the along when you use in the context of conversational agents, long context, when you are dealing with a lot of big context, and you want to continue chat with this LLM. So it deal with it can remember a lot of context, so it can deal with a long context and it will give you the proper output. It will not be like if you feed longer context, so it will be missing some of your inputs chunks. Since it will not be happening, it will remember the long context. Ideal RAM uses, I can say it will need more RAM as compared to Gamma 2B, as compared to Phi 2. It need more RAM, but it required less as compared to Mistral. So if we talk about RAM requirement, the highest RAM requirement will be by Mistral, and then Phi 3 Mini, then Phi 2, then Gamma 2B, and then Phi 2. So that is, this slide is basically talks about which LLM consume how much RAM, their CPU compatibility, their speed on CPU, and their quality of output, and for which purpose you should go for this LLM. Next, we'll talk about how they can be used. So this LLM is completely you can use offline. You can download this LLM offline. So there is a platform, Olama platform, you can download. From there, you can download this LLM offline. You can do your development. You can use your LLM offline. You don't require any key that needs to be created, and your data will be secure. So Mistral 7B that you can download from Ulama, and you can run using command to Ulama run Mistral. Gamma to be same, similar you can download from Ulama and you can run using Ulama run Gamma to be Phi 2 the same, you can download from Ulama and you can run using Ulama run 5. The Phi 3 Mini, this Ulama doesn't have support. It doesn't have official support, but you can customize and you can use using a custom model file. Next, we'll talk about the summary. If we talk about the summary in the last, so Phi 2 is best when you deal with a low memory environment where you have a low memory, low CPU, you have a lot of constraint and you need output. So Phi 2, your go-to model. Gamma 2B, obviously it is like if you need your requirement is like only the some kind of thing summarization, prompt summarization, context information summarization, then Gamma 2B is best. This is your go-to model in that case and you can use it. Phi 3 Mini is advanced version of what you can say Phi 2 Mini model, but it requires more memory and it is not that much compatible with the CPU, but it is good. So you can use this Phi 3 model, Mini model, but doesn't have this Olama support. So you'll get some issue. So there is a different way that you can use Phi 3 Mini. And the next is Mistral 7B. So that you can say high-end model, high-end LLM model. It requires more memory, more CPU, and requires you like more even with lot of CPU. Even it you need to wait. You need to have a patience because the output will be slow. But the output quality of output will be very high. So that is what I want to say. And I have already created video. I have already created video using Gamma to be LLM. We have created some of the codes using Gamma to be. In the next video, maybe I'll use this Phi 2 model, and I'll show you how we can download this Phi 2 from Olama. We'll run some programs. We'll see how we can integrate this LLM, and you can use some of the our application using Streamlit. And that's all. If you have any concern, any issue, you just let me know. And if you like this video, please subscribe my channel. Thank you.